the moment you're accepted to live in this world and have this firm belief of something, then you ironically admitted to the contradictions that you will make while living in this world. Let me break it down. So, any kind of beliefs have this, I think, fundamental baseline that cannot be questioned, since many philosophers, many the greatest minds in our human history, knows how difficult to deal nihilism is, how difficult to deal nihilism is, yes. And at the end, like you need this firm ground belief that's kind of untouchable in a sense. So because like you keep questioning and it all comes down to right and wrong. So like something has to be right for and something has to be wrong for a belief to be like conceived and be maintained and made. Um, but like if you even question it further, then all comes down to nihilism and even in absurdism, which is very similar but gives you a whole lot different answer. Just live with it while embracing how absurd this universe is. Um, in that, like you need any kind of beliefs need this ground that you cannot touch, like you cannot question anymore. So in that sense, religion is such a really good example of using this system like weirdly so well, like systematically. Religion really might be one of the greatest belief for humans that was tested for like that was tested for like thousands of years, because I'm sure it's just I feel like the word religion also doesn't really fit with inside belief. I think religion should be something that considered whole like a lot different than just being a belief, because it's deeply rooted in our human psyche. Like it's appealing. Like the belief, just the fundamental um how the religion works, how fundamentally it works, and our brains always seeking for something, some kind of like confirmations, and we want something to be certain. Like we hate uncertainty. Therefore, religion gives you the kind of comfort that you are understanding about this world, and you there is something greater than just what you're dealing with. And one day like you deal with death as well, so death loses its teeth. You have afterlife, so you should be kind, and you should live your life, your current life well, so that you should be a good guy. You know, the kind of, I think most of all religions kind of pursue and teaches the people, teaches their followers. But the problem for me about religion really lies on, honestly, I personally think that there are people who deeply don't believe in this, like in God spiritually, but they just follow it for the comfort that it gives, which I'm not against of at this point. Like if as long as it works for you, like all power to you. It's just a belief. Um, might be a huge part of your life, and it would be really difficult for you to just strip away just because there are so many flaws in, and like you just go outside of religion, and it's not that there's some kind of like firm ground belief that you can just stick to that has no flaws at all. And but also I do believe that there are better between copes. So between beliefs, there are better copes, better beliefs than others. I do believe that, but also at the same time, when it comes to arguing whether religions, like especially religions and atheism or any kind of beliefs, it's really hard to tell like which is better. Like better in what sense in the first place? Um, are we talking about like how happy a person can be about believing it? Well, then religion really could be an answer, since if you can believe it, like let's just say the premise is you deeply are into Christianity or any belief, any religion in this world, then you literally have an actual God behind you who's always watching and also helping you your ways out. I think that's really strong when it comes to psychology. Like actually thinking that God is like God is beside you, God is behind you. I don't know. That's a really strong strong weapon that you can have in this society, especially when when people are losing the kind of beliefs and they lose the moral sense, and it's not looking good, especially with the dating market in this era, in this generation. So in that sense, religion really might be the answer. But so my point always is there are always people. I mean, there are types of people who genuinely just cannot believe in religion at all. It's not our choice. It's not our choice to keep on questioning things. Like I even heard this. Okay, I don't want to like generalize it. It's just like one time, one experience I had with this religious person, and it's not like I had hundreds, like ten, not even like a handful amount of discussions and debates about religion and atheism, the kind of things, in my life, in my entire life. And this was just one particular moment, particular event that happened. But what these religious people were saying basically is, so there are angels and the gods there, and God's literally letting the Lucifer, I think, Lucifer or the bad angel, to teach other angels that this is what happens if a demon, or like if I am not in control of Earth, like if I'm not in control of the world, there's gonna be diseases and people are gonna like there are gonna be so many bad people and like so many bad things going on. You get my point. So I'm not. I didn't bring this up to make religious people look any less, or trying to like how trying to like tell you guys how absurd this is, like the kind of thing. No, what I'm trying to say is, okay, let's just say that like, okay, God exists outside of our comprehension, and because genuinely, like if you argue deep in like far enough, if you question and answer honestly enough, it's, for at least for me, I can't close the door between I can't close the door of God, of the existence of God, like entirely. I don't know. Not many atheists would agree with me, but I'm just gonna say it. Like I can't just close it and say that, like clearly say that I'm an atheist side, or like I don't believe in God at all. Like the more I question and the more I argue, try to like make arguments and counter arguments and things like that. Like very clearly are like some things that are very subtle and hard to just say it's how do I say, like it's just the way it is, the kind of thing. So, but I'm obviously not the type of person to believe in spiritual God. So it's hard to even put it out. So that's why I wanted to make a whole another video while kind of organizing my thoughts before. But yeah, that's my stance about God. Like not specific one kind of God. I'm talking about like God in general, like the God kind of God beyond our beyond our comprehension. So like outside of science, I don't know. I don't know. Because science is also the term that we humans made to communicate well. So like trying to argue about the existence of God using the language that we have, which is by far the best way to communicate, like at least for now, I think it's very flawed. Like it sometimes just makes me think like, but at the end, like that's not the kind of term, but that's like universal. Like science isn't can't be the same science in any part of the universe, you know? Like we never know. Like this is just so vast and huge that we can't even understand what's going on there. So and the part that I don't like about, I just can't agree with is actually the statement that was, it was from even Karamazov. I'm really weak at names, but so it's basically a fictional character from Brothers in of Darovsky, let's just say a Russian very famous philosopher that said like, I return the ticket. Like no matter, like I'm just in a nutshell, if God exists and I see so many innocent suffering, like there should cannot be an excuse to this. Like I don't care what kind of things he's planning for, like afterlife and all the things. It just doesn't add up, and I don't play this. Like I return the ticket. I don't want to be part of this. I don't do it. And I think it really makes a lot more sense, and it kind of like scratches the part, but I couldn't really like put it out in words. I'm very appealed to it. I really like that part a lot. So that's why I'm like saying this here. It's like, okay, like, let's just say God exists. He has his own plans. Maybe but nothing really kind of like sticks, Nothing really justifies, like genuinely, because you can't justify something. You get what I mean? Like absolutely horrendous things that happen to everything, that happen to very small very small amount of humans, but also like life forms, and it's like, I don't know. I don't know what is he plotting? Like what is his plan? What is he cooking? Like it, what is God cooking if he's real? That's why I made the video. The title was "God is worthy of death." It was a kind of like strong title, but I wanted it to be that way because my position was kind of like back then when I was recording that video, I wasn't kind of sure whether I'm kind of like very like how do I say, like completely closing the gap, closing the door between me and God. Like I just cannot believe in this, or I'm kind of like opening it, but also at the same time, if it's real, I just can't accept this. So I mean, consciousness alone is so hard to so hard to even comprehend. Like what is this? What is even this thing that makes us feel like it's real? And also, it's kind of side topic, but the reason why I believe humans are like naturally selfish is because you cannot prove we cannot feel other people's consciousness. You cannot prove it. Like genuinely, I could be just a simulator for you guys, and you guys could be like anyone but me could be just fake. Like genuinely, like you can't feel it. It's all about qualia, and I know there are like bunch of arguments, counter arguments about this as well. But if you look at consciousness in not being wired into our just our in neurons, and the kind of feelings that we get is just purely from the kind of biological processes of our of our body operating in certain ways, then like consciousness really has something, like it's something very different. I know it's just a word that we named, we labeled, but also at the same time, if consciousness is something else that we don't know, and it's something that we can't even like prove it like physically, physical, in physical sense. All we can say is like it's just, it's just blah blah blah. So like that kind of closes all the questions. It doesn't actually answer. Like, it closes all the physical, I mean, philosophical questions and actual arguments. So that's also something that we can think about. But yeah, just in general, beliefs are flawed, arguments are flawed, languages are flawed. We humans are flawed. What do we stick to? Our feelings? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to like firmly. So this is just like a hypothetical situation, like a question that I throw to myself. Like, what do I teach if, let's just say, like I have a child. I know, I know, I'm just a virgin dude, 22 years old, who's isolated, who has no girlfriend, no social life at all, and like I don't even think that I'm ever gonna have another like human being who I can like actually be myself with. But let's just say that I have a son or daughter. Like, how do I like what do I say? Like, how do I teach, or like what kind of ways are right? You know. So I think that's this hypothetical question really got me into kind of like saw myself contradicting myself, because okay, now that I have children, let's just say it's real, then I need to stick to something. I need anything but the container, the belief that I have right now, because I cannot explain this. He might even get miserable. I don't know. Like it's so hard. So that's when I kind of realized my own contradiction and kind of saw myself saying differently than I would if I were alone. So that also kind of implies that personal belief isn't personal belief at the end. Like you kind of get shaped by your own situation, which is obvious, but it was a very like a fascinating thought experiment that I did to myself, and I think it's worth trying to you as well. Anyone who's reading, I mean, watching this or listening to this, like I think that you have a child, like an actual newborn baby. What are you gonna teach? Like, do you think you can just like stick to your own belief right now? I'm not saying like not being able to sticking to your belief means that your belief is wrong in any means, but like trying to think in ways that since you're a dad, you're like a world to this baby, to this newborn like world, another world who's developing in a very slow space. I mean, in very slow pace. Maybe in that sense, okay. I'm just saying it. I know you can call it like a psychology. I mean, a philosophical suicide, or it's not good for your child, like or like any kind of things. But maybe just sticking to conventional religion could be better than not being able to go anywhere. So I sound like a utilitarian or like pragmatist who's just sticking to what is practical and what's useful. But yeah, like it's it was very interesting seeing myself thinking in that way while I clearly cannot trust in God. So I might not I might be a very flawed I am flawed and contradicting person in like in nature. But I don't know. I'm not saying like everyone's like me, like it's just me being honest with myself. So give it a go. I don't know. But yeah, beliefs very difficult, and this kind of things are kind of messing up my head. Uh, I think you should rather like whenever you are working on philosophy or trying to kind of like dabble with this kind of ideologies or thoughts, sitting with your thoughts. The best way to um how do I say it? The best way to do it. It's not the word, but I'm looking for. I'm just gonna stick to it. Like the best way to do it is not trying to like actually look for a conclusion or like solving things. It's not a quiz, and it's not a puzzle. Like just be yourself, like honest as honest as possible. If you need to write, you write. If you need to record, you record. But like be yourself and try to tackle one by one and see like where it lands, and just be honest with yourself and try to like look it as a like a practice that will help you to be more mature and be a better version of yourself at the end. So, but belief, it's so hard. Belief, religion, it's so deeply rooted to our humans, like just us, like humans. I think it's really hard to just detach it in figurative way. So yeah,